We finally have a new home in 19 Culpeper House. Now, as you can see, some things are already a bit furnished, and the wallpaper and the flooring and everything. Stuff looks a little bit complete, somewhat, because I started working on the speed furnish and then I decided to record it and film it halfway into the build because I was just thinking, wow, this is really coming together and I don't want to miss this process. And I want to be able to explain my vision with their room and everything without wasting time in the video. So this actual apartment was originally created, like the layout and everything was created by simlicy. It was one of her 19 Culpeper renovations, and let me just say simlicy is just amazing at kind of providing a realistic layout for the apartments. Any apartment, I download all of the apartments she makes. So I took that original layout. Again, no credit for the layout at all. Thank you, simlicy. And I just kind of did my own thing to it. So I started furnishing it, started putting like the wallpaper in and everything. And then I realized after I got all the wallpaper and stuff settled, I just thought, you know what? I need to film this because we need to be able to chat about this big move, you know? So I'm doing Eliana's room first, and I absolutely love it because she has never really had her own. Well, she's never been in her own house or space or apartment. And, you know, before she was just sleeping in Liz's bed. Literally, realistically, she did not have a bed per se. I mean, she had that like little cot that lizbeth offered, but it was just much better just to sleep in bed with her sister or on the couch, wherever she could lay her head. And that was perfectly fine for lizbeth because it's not like lizbeth has, you know, a boyfriend or anybody that's coming into her bed. But just having her own room now opens up that, you know, just feeling independent for Eliana. So I really loved her room. I was going for a little bit more colorful than the rest of the house. So if you look at Eliana's room, it's way more colorful than the rest of the house. You all know that lizbeth is a neutral gal. You know, she likes what she likes. She has a very distinct style, and I still haven't really figured it out. Again, lizbeth just likes what she likes, but a lot of the house is neutral toned and really represents, I think, like how she designs, because even when we first got the house with Alden, it was so neutral. We had gray walls and a white couch, and he hated that because it never really felt warm and fuzzy like home. And his house now is the complete opposite of what the original house that they had that caught on fire. I just said that casually. Her style was very prominent in that particular house. But here I have, you know, little clutter items for Eliana. I feel like she obviously loves music. She is not as neat as lizbeth. I feel like lizbeth does not like having too much furniture. She doesn't really like having a lot of things laid out per se in this way, whereas Eliana's kind of like, hey, you know, this is my first place. I'm just laying it out wherever I can. And I felt like that really fit her. And it's bright, it's inviting, the space is so warm and cozy, but the colors are just so Eliana. Like that purple cats and dogs comforter that comes with that bed is just so nice. I do use a lot of custom content in this build, and that's a very unusual thing for me to do. And I know I've been using custom content a lot lately, and it's a change from, you know, my minimal vanilla period that I had, you know, in life. But I feel like this game has been out for so long that I kind of like watching people use custom content, because the game, you know, although we're getting new packs and stuff like that, like it's awesome playing vanilla and doing that stuff, but it's just been out for so long that I love seeing the game take different directions and look different and have an aesthetic going. And I love now, what I really thrive off of is like their home looking real. So I have a lot of build and buy CC. I know you all are going to be like, where can I find this? Where can I find this? Where can I find this? And I think what I'm going to do is just drop a link of all my favorite build and buy CC creators, and then you can go through that, because I've scored the internet for the CC. I mean, I have literally, this is like stacked upon time, and that's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work, and it's not easy just to go find a file that is only named like leaf plant. Like, I don't know who made it, so if the creator also doesn't like name their CC well, then I can't just go find it. So it's just a lot, and I don't really build a lot. So again, I'm gonna make a master list of all my favorite Build My CC creators, and you can just get lost like how I did and download everything. But this is Lizbeth's room now. I struggled with her room initially because I didn't know what kind of style I wanted her to go for. I didn't know if I wanted her to go with the light pinks and nudes or implement a little green in there, because she's been feeling that little bit of that like mint olive green. And so I did kind of want it to look a little earthy. Her apartment in general is just more earthy than any of her other residences. And I really, really love that. I am obsessed. I don't think that I could create the environment that I wanted for these girls without CC, to be honest with you. Like, oh my gosh, don't even get me started when we start getting into like the kitchen. Oh my goodness, it's just like everything. I'm not even going to edit, like chop up the video. Like I am just going to do the speed build voiceover in one run because this is an intimate conversation, right? So we are on episode, let's see, I already have episode 11, I believe, already planned. So let me go back on that really quick. I have already filmed episode 11. Yes, so we are technically going to be on episode 11. You just saw episode 10 and you all enjoyed it. I love the comments that I see as far as you all, how you feel about Marie and Alden together. We are kind of closing that gap on who she is a little bit, and we're seeing all the genuineness in her. I mean, like her literal wants is to talk to the girls and just be there, and she'll autonomously do things for them. And so that's really nice when you see Sims kind of respond in that way, and I can just roll with it, and it flows and it feels natural. It feels like she really does. I think one of you said, she never really did anything shiesty. She saw a really good friend being hurt, and in her eyes, kind of just taken for granted, and she waited her turn. Like you can't blame her for going in there and also seeing what she could make, with the situation. I mean, she would be a fool, right, to ignore her feelings for him also. And I think it's nice to know that people can start off as friends and there can be no foul play, and then when they're single, it's like, ooh, I actually really do like this guy. So I think everything happened pretty organic, and we are looking at it through Liz's eyes when we're upset with Marie, and I love how we're like really starting to warm up with her. In fact, I have a picture of like her and Abigail cooking when they came back to the house after their camping trip. They were actually cooking together. And so now Abigail has that sentiment with Marie. And I love that. I feel like, Lizbeth is an amazing mother, hands down. But there are certain things that they may experience from Marie that they may not have experienced with Lizbeth, like cooking together, for instance. Lizbeth usually throws something quick together and, hey, like it's dinner time, or, their auntie will. But Marie's like, come on, guys, like, let's cook together. Like, I want you to help me with this. And do you want to learn this? And that's just her vibe. She's very, very good with kids. And so I saw one comment where one of you mentioned, like, would Lizbeth get jealous of this, And I'm like, wow, would she get jealous if the kids couldn't stop talking about her or whatever? So I was like, you know what, I'm going to naturally let this warm up and take place and happen. I'm going to think about what dynamic I really want, but the possibilities are endless because human feelings are endless, and emotions, and it could go anywhere. And so that's what I really love about it. That's why I try to read all of your comments, because your human experience is different than mine, and what you've seen or heard is different than mine. So you add to the story. I try to give you all what you want without changing what I want to, but it's so hard sometimes not to just give you the series you want and the outcome you want, because it makes sense. So, hey, we don't have 9 lives, or maybe we do, but it's hard to, implement all of your ideas, but I read every single one. But I really, really love how Liz's room came out. As you can see, I did go with a more green kind of look. I wanted the apartment to feel plant-like. I wanted it to feel fresh and truly feel like a new beginning, because I don't think we will move from here. I know that there is a new pack coming out, Growing Together, and there's like this San Francisco inspired world. It's called San Sequoia. And as much as I love it, Like from what I see, I'm not in any rush to change Lovesick's story just because a new pack is coming out. Like I felt that pressure with several series before, and I don't want to change Lovesick's direction just because a new pack is going to come out. I would rather stay true to the storyline, because Lovesick came out around the time when my wedding stories came out, and I didn't make a My Wedding Stories LP. I just made Lovesick and then incorporated like their wedding and everything, like episode, like, a couple episodes after, but it did incorporate some of the aspects from that pack. But yeah, like I feel like I can always incorporate new packs as I go, but if it's not fitting or right for the story at the time, I don't want to just jump ship and then change up the story. So I do have an idea of what we're gonna do. I write out the episodes, like every 3 episodes I write out. I try not to write out too far ahead because then I'll get really bored of the series. I try to like let the game also change my mind. So that's a little behind the scenes there. And so I have the next 2 episodes written out past episode 11, but it's always subject to change because when I see your comments, like I will literally like implement and plug in where I need to. But I love the living room. The living room is so beautiful. It is so open and spacious. And that's why I love this apartment. I mean, we have enough space for everything we need. It is literally, I mean, think about it. We have 4 people in here and a kitten. And we have all the space we need. Speaking of kitten, the girls are very, very excited to get to see their kitten. And I'm not going to say her name. You're just going to have to watch episode 11 for that, which I hope to have out on Sunday. So that means we probably, technically that's what, 2 Lovesick episodes in 1 week. But if you haven't seen my community post, I did mention that, February is the month of love. And we're going to focus on Lovesick because what I want to do is use up anything that needs mods, like certain reactions and things that need to take place. I need to do that before the new patch update with the infants comes out, and I need to do that before Growing Together comes out. Because when Growing Together comes out, I will have a new Let's Play in place. I've actually already made a sim for it, but I haven't showed it off just in case, I decide I change my mind or that main sim becomes a side sim, So I didn't want to tease that, but I do have an idea of kind of what direction I want to go through with that Let's Play. And I really want it to be a enjoyable series without anything. My tummy just rumbled. Could you guys hear that? I'm hungry. What am I going to eat? What did you eat today? When you're watching this, is it dinner time, breakfast, or lunch? And what are you eating? And I bet you if someone sees like, chicken sandwich or tuna fish and crackers or something in the comments, they're going to be like, what? Why are they telling Ocean what like food? I asked. So if you made it this far in the video, kudos to you, because I know that you're dropping down what you're about to eat or what you ate. So one thing I love about this apartment as well is the patio, the balcony. I said patio, girl, we're not in the suburbs, but we have a balcony. And so I put some workout equipment there. Simlicy had a really beautiful arrangement out there. So I basically kind of kept that the same. Didn't really change up the furniture, but I did add some workout equipment. So she has space to just go outside, and it's spring. And so in the game, it feels like this rebirth period of time. And I'm just so freaking excited. Sorry, I had an emphasis on the F, but here's my favorite part of the build. It's the kitchen. I feel like the kitchen always brings everything in the home together, and it's the reason why I genuinely hate doing speed builds sometimes, because if the kitchen doesn't look right, I just cannot. That's why the kitchen was already done before I even filmed, because I was like, oh my gosh, how is the kitchen supposed to look? So I love this. I will say this kitchen set was created, like the counters and the cabinets, created by Charlie Pancakes. It's the chalk set, and I love these kitchen counters. I know we need more just normal, not normal, but just kind of traditional, I guess. I don't want to say normal because that's not really accurate, but just traditional counters. And there's so many swatches for them, and they're really, really nice. So I just went with the white with the wood on top, the dark brown wood on top, and it's so gorgeous how it all looks together. We have some exposed brick in the corner from the apartment, which is another reason why I love this apartment life thing. Kind of feels good. And the kitchen is just spacious enough for us to move around, cook around together if we want. I might have to move some of the items off of the counters, but we could cook together if we wanted to. And the girls can grow here. I could see them as teenagers walking around the apartment, and just enjoying that. But as you can see, we have, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I have a lot of clutter. Okay, building by clutter. Another good place to find some, like, you see this little box by the door. It's like a package box. Orange juice. I think I got that from around The Sims 4. Yeah, I think so. I put Granny's cookbook down there because I need that for my recipes. And yeah, I have a lot going on in the kitchen. But the bathroom, you have to have the basic collection by Harry and Felix. It is one of the best bathrooms that I've seen because you can actually just place the shower head and bathtub right in there, or you can just place a shower in there, and you can actually put like the glass little divider in there too. It's a really beautiful set. I love it. Like I said, like I can't play without Cece now. I really thought that I would be able to create something vanilla with their home, but it's just not the same, and it doesn't fit the vibe that I'm trying to go for. Now we're at the girls' room where we're kind of like we're let me see. Yeah, we're at the end of the build. And okay, initially Lizbeth was telling them, hey, do you guys want to do pink or you want to do purple? You know, baby pink or purple. Obviously Abigail is beyond pink and purple. She wants to do more broader colors, like, you know, maybe blue or you know, something along those lines. And Madison didn't really want a blue bedroom, you know. So Lizbeth, being that she got them a kitten, the girls decided, you know what? How about we tell her no pink and no purple, but you can choose what you choose, which is probably going to be a neutral color. And so Lizbeth was just jumping for joy, and she's like, great. So now her home feels fluid. So at the end of me furnishing the girls' bedroom, you will see that the comforters are going to be like a tan, and then the bed frame is actually going to be back to like a gold again. And it actually came out really nice because in the end their room looks more mature. I mean, because they both will be aging up very soon. I'm not tired of the child stage, but I just really want the girls to have a bigger personal growth. And I feel like it was hard as anything else. I wanted to show you all like going through this as a child in their eyes, but I do love Lizbeth, and I do love Alden. I do love focusing more so on the adult perspective because I'm not a child anymore. And I just tried to give little glimpses of how they could feel. And it also puts in the perspective of like, wow, this is how a child could feel during this process of divorce and everything. But I didn't want that to be the main because I did want to focus on the drama through the adult's eyes. So I love the child stage, but I just really want to also play with teens again. Like I feel like I've never really kind of like took that far in an LP, having like a teenager. I feel like I always get kind of lost when they become teens because I want them to hurry up and become adults. There's not really a lot of things for teens to do, but with the help of mods, I feel like it could be much more interesting. And so I really want to like channel that. And I even have a whole idea of how I want their teenage life to go. So their room definitely reflects that they are getting older. They're not 5 anymore, you know, so it's really nice to kind of see that reflection of their room change. And so going just neutral for both, and Lizbeth also being happy. They're like, you know what, Mom, you got us a whole like cat. We're okay. Do what you want in a room. We don't care. And so everything is pretty much neutral, and they have their own little accents to it. You know, the things that they like, and their cute little backpacks are laying around, but their room feels lived in, and it also just feels, you know, like it flows with the rest of the house and nothing stands out too much. And I feel like when they get older in their teens, then we might have a lot more things implemented on the walls, and that identity could come out even more. But as kids, they really don't really care too much, you know. Madison was the only one that really had an opinion. She was like, I'm not doing blue. Like, I don't want to sleep on blue sheets. But yeah, she's fine with the neutrals. But I really, really love it. I also put a meditation stool, little poof right there near Madison's bed, because I feel like she would totally be the type to meditate. You know, kids can do those yoga activities and all that stuff now. So I feel like that would be really fitting. And yeah, the whole house just came together. The next episode is going to be so good. There are certain things where I saw your comments and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have implemented something, but I'm just going to leave it as it is, edit it, and I'll have it up probably Sunday. You know, fingers crossed. And I want you all to enjoy it. And it's cool. We have a housewarming housewarming little party thing. So look out for that. Then that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to tell you. But I hope you all enjoyed this. I have a couple of pictures at the end. Thank you so much for watching if you stay till the end of the video. And thank you for loving Lovesick. And I appreciate you so much. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Just keep simming. Always stay wavy. And I will see you in the next video. All right. Peace out.